This is K2 News at 11 on your side.
Thank you all so much for joining us tonight at 11. I'm Wesley Ogle, and tonight wildfire activity continues to intensify throughout Oregon as several large fires grow, prompting evacuation orders. This wildfire season is already outpacing last year's. Nearly 3 times as many acres have burned so far compared to this time in 2025. More than 85 wildfires are actively burning, with multiple spanning tens of thousands of acres. Plus, health officials are reminding us that wildfire smoke can pose serious health risks, especially for kids, older adults, and people with heart or lung conditions. We're going to get to all of that in just a moment. But first, here's a live look at the Moda Center. We do have some new developments on the effort to renovate the arena and keep the Trailblazers in the Rose City. Today, 2 commissioners proposed lowering Multnomah County's contribution to this massive project, saying they don't think the deal is fair.
I think we need to have an appropriate size contribution that does not dig into core services to our most vulnerable.
We're doing more than our share and our part, even at a reduced level.
Julia Brim-Edwards and Megan Moyer today introduced 2 amendments to the Moda Center funding package that, if passed, would lead to the county paying less money or making more profit from a renovated Moda Center. K2's Barry Mangold joins us from the live desk now after speaking with both those commissioners. So Barry, looking at the deal that is on the table right now, how much is the county actually going to be paying?
All right, here's a few numbers for you, Wes. The proposed deal has the county paying $88 million for the Moda Center renovation and another $13.5 million for maintenance, totaling $101.5 million from the county over the course of the 20-year term. For the same things, the city of Portland's proposed contribution is $395 million, and now 2 county commissioners want those terms to change.
I think we've got to be realistic about what the county can afford to contribute.
The county can be supportive of this project, but really it needs to be at the right appropriate size.
Commissioners Julia Brim-Edwards and Megan Moyer say they want to right-size Multnomah County's roughly $100 million contribution to Moda Center renovations and maintenance over a 20-year term. The pair are proposing an amendment that would lower the county's portion by $35 million, saying the current terms would put the county in a bigger financial hole.
We have a projected $60+ million deficit over the next 3 years. We will be cutting services. I can't, in good conscience, give $35 million to a renovation and then turn around and know that I have to do another $35 million worth of cuts to really, really critical safety net services. So that's a line for me.
There are going to be supporters of the Blazers. There are going to be supporters of this deal that look and say, are these county commissioners willing to forego their contribution over $35 million? What would you say to them?
I would say that on the table, there's already a very significant sum of money that the county would be putting in. And again, this is primarily a city and state obligation because they're owning the arena, they get a revenue stream off of it, and the county does not.
Under the current proposed terms, however, the county, the city, and Portland Public Schools would evenly split a $3 million annual payment by the Trailblazers. The city would also contribute $395 million compared to the county's $100 over the 20-year term, while reinvesting other revenue back into the arena. Moyer and Brim-Edwards are also proposing the county receive an annual payment of $4.5 million to offset debt interest payments. Their amendments need a 3rd vote to pass. Fellow Commissioner Shannon Singleton did not have an opinion of them Tuesday, but said she's concerned straying from the terms of the deal could push the team out of Portland.
Walking away from this community and leaving a blighted arena is also not the right answer. And so I think that I still have hope that there is opportunity for a good deal.
So Commissioners Brim-Edwards and Moyer will present those amendments in that board meeting on Thursday morning. They said this is the start of negotiations and they expect terms to change over the course of the discussion. That all being said, these 2 amendments are not the only ones. Both commissioners said they plan on introducing 7 more amendments tomorrow. So the conversation, in some ways, is just getting started. At the live desk, Barry Mangold, K2 News.
All right, Barry, thank you. We are continuing to track renovation negotiations every step of these developments. You can find our previous coverage, including a complete breakdown of the city's term sheet, online right now at KATU.com. This is so sad. Tonight, a 15-year-old boy drowned at Blue Lake Park in Fairview. The Multnomah County Sheriff's Office says they started receiving reports of a swimmer going underwater around 5:40 this evening. The teen was found about 75 feet from shore. Medics performed life-saving efforts for roughly 45 minutes, but he was pronounced dead. Investigators say the boy was at the lake with family and was not wearing a life jacket. Officials note that this is the third drowning in Multnomah County in the past 10 days. None of the 3 people were wearing life jackets, so they're urging you to wear one. In Southeast Portland, several people are now recovering after a vehicle crashed into a paint store this afternoon. Take a look at this pretty incredible video. Officers were called to the Sherwin-Williams store on Southeast Division Street around 4:45. Look at that massive hole in the side of the building. Police say the driver crashed through the building and then ran from the scene before being caught a short time later. The cause of the crash is still under investigation, or the motives behind it as well. And a Madras man was killed in an ATV crash while trying to protect his property from the advancing Brewer fire. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office says 58-year-old Stacy Chiddix was operating a personal ATV on steep terrain Monday afternoon when he was thrown from the vehicle and pinned underneath it. Friends who were with him began life-saving efforts while emergency crews responded. But despite those efforts, Chiddix died from his injuries. Okay, let's turn now to the latest developments on the biggest fires across Oregon. So here are the numbers from the Roe Creek complex. More than 148,000 acres burned. It is 21% contained. These fires are burning across Wheeler, Wasco, and Jefferson counties. The largest fire in the complex is the Cross White fire, which has burned 131,000 acres. Fire activity is expected to increase. A red flag warning for lightning will go into effect tomorrow morning, starting at 11. Okay, let's talk about the Hay Creek complex now. More than 116,000 acres have burned. It is 67% contained. This one is burning in Gillum, Wasco, and Sherman counties. There are no level 3 evacuation orders in place right now, but there are still some level 1 be ready and level 2 get set orders in place. Officials encourage everybody in the area to stay aware of the changing conditions. All right, let's now talk to Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Dave Zaleski. There is so much happening right now. I know that you are tracking. What is the most important thing everybody needs to know right now?
Hot temperatures. I mean, today we had our first temperatures above 100 degrees here in the Portland area for the year. We'll show the numbers right now and go to the graphics. So again, July 21st, 2026, first triple-digit day, not just here in Portland, but other areas as well. So Portland, we topped out at 100 degrees this afternoon. Same story for Vancouver. Same story for Salem. Again, this is all for the first time this year. And also up in the Dalles, hit 102. Again, triple-digit temperature there for the first time this year, and are going to be a repeat for tomorrow on Wednesday as more hot weather is in play across much of the region. So we do have a heat advisory remaining in effect now from areas just south of Salem up to Portland, Coast Range, foothills, Cascade foothills, up along the I-5 corridor into the gorge, and of course into parts of the Columbia Basin. This continues through late tomorrow night as we'll see daytime temperatures again, west side of the Cascades, upper 90s to low triple digits, and on the east side, we can see temperatures between 100 to 105 degrees. And of course, there are air quality alerts out for portions of eastern Multnomah County, Clackamas County, and now down to parts of Marion County. Again, same story on the east side of the Cascades because the smoke from the wildfires are burning across the region. And here's our smoke forecast map. And as you can see, we're talking light amounts of smoke to this evening. But by tomorrow, getting in towards late afternoon, we can see the winds begin to shift coming up out of the south, push more smoke into parts of the Willamette Valley, giving us moderate smoke coverage across the area, reduced visibilities, and likely unhealthy air quality across much of the area. So, top 3 things to know. Number 1, heat advisory continues through 11 o'clock tomorrow night. Afternoon tomorrow on Wednesday, showers and possible afternoon thunderstorms over the Cascades, parts of Central Oregon, and I wouldn't be surprised we see a few into the Willamette Valley as well. The good news is we get to Thursday, we start to see cooler weather back in the forecast. We'll talk about that and have the 7-day forecast for you, Wes. in a few minutes. Back over to you.
Very important one to watch. All right, Dave, thank you. And transportation officials are urging you to plan ahead before you head out because ODOT says fires near highways can lead to sudden road closures, delays, and changing traffic patterns throughout this summer. So drivers are encouraged to check the conditions before you leave. Officials also warn that smoke can quickly reduce your visibility, so they're reminding you to slow down, use your low beam headlights, and watch for firefighters and heavy equipment working near roadways. ODOT is also asking you to help prevent new fires by avoiding parking on dry grass. The Oregon Department of Environmental Quality has issued an air quality advisory for several Oregon counties as smoke from wildfires burning statewide spreads across our region. While much of central and eastern Oregon are dealing with dangerous wildfire smoke, the DEQ says the metro area is now also seeing impacts. I'm sure you saw them today. Air quality here is not as severe as it is closer to those fires, but it can still be dangerous.
So in addition to just having that haze that Portland is seeing, the smoke is also contributing to ground level ozone. So ozone can aggravate your respiratory system. So at first, people may just feel some chest pain, some coughing, some shortness of breath, but it can actually also aggravate existing conditions like asthma and make those worse.
So the DEQ is recommending that you limit activities that cause pollution, like doing yard work with gas-powered equipment. The Oregon DEQ also says you can wear an N95 mask when you go outside to help reduce your exposure. Health experts are also warning Oregonians that wildfire smoke and extreme heat can have serious impact on your health. Today, we spoke to Dr. Ann Toledo from Kaiser Permanente Northwest. We asked Dr. Toledo which groups of people are the most vulnerable.
The most vulnerable for heat-related illness and smoke inhalation are absolutely people who already have problems with their lungs. So someone with asthma or emphysema, people who actively smoke cigarettes, that is going to be dangerous. And people who are very young, especially under 2 years old or elderly, and people who are pregnant or have other conditions that make their body a little bit weaker when it's under stress.
Dr. Toledo says the best thing you can do to protect yourself is to stay out of the heat in the middle of the day. And I'm sure a lot of you are wondering about this after Dave's forecast. Tomorrow, Multnomah County is set to make a decision on whether or not they're going to open a daytime cooling center. They say they're going to make that announcement in the morning, and of course, we will let you know as soon as we get it. So today's daytime cooling center was in Northwest Portland at Bud Clark Commons. It opened at noon. It closed at 9 p.m. The site had air conditioning, water, snacks, and it welcomed pets. KATU is on your side, continuing to track the wildfires across our state. You can find more information and links to the evacuation orders along with cooling center details on our website, KATU.com. Coming up after the break on KATU News, a local police department is looking to make a major change to how it handles crime. Why Vancouver Police's new policy is causing quite the stir.